Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson Show. Daily Dose. It's time to talk some under-19s Cricket World Cup again. And just a couple of games scheduled overnight. The first of those was our Aussies in action up against Japan. And Japan won the toss, and they were more than happy to bat after doing so. And again, it was Hugo Tani Kelly who was the standout, backing up his unbeaten 101 against Sri Lanka. Tani Kelly anchored the innings with a composed 79 not out. As I said, Japan were quite happy to be steady and stoic about how they went about this, trying to see off the Aussie bowlers. It was a sharp middle order collapse that started to ask some questions and maybe think that Japan wouldn't be able to go on with this and post a competitive total in the least. Leg spinner Naden Kuri was the chief destroyer, striking 3 times through the middle, contributing to a collapse for Japan of 4 for 13, which made things a little bit nervy. Tani Kelly, though, righted the ship, steadying things, adding a crucial 72-run stand for the 7th wicket with Montgomery, Hara, Hins to stabilise things and get things back, heading in a track where they could post a reasonable total. We always knew this was going to be a David and Goliath style battle, with Japan eventually finishing on 8 for 201, very much helped by the fact that Australia put down 30 extras. That's right, 30 extras. It's probably been an Achilles heel of a lot of teams so far in this tournament is the number of extras that have been conceded, and certainly maybe a piece that comes to bear when it comes down to the pointy end of this tournament. It could very much come down to who can be the more disciplined with their bowling attack. It's fair to say that the chase was almost decided in the first over with Will Malachuk smashing 14 runs off Nikhil Pol to set the tone. And he never looked back, Will Malachuk, racing to a 23-ball 50 and eventually a 51-ball 100. He was absolutely in a hurry. Australia ended up cruising to the target with 8 wickets in hand and nearly 20 overs to spare, which locks in their berth in the Super Sixes, top spot in the pool to be determined. By the time Japan had removed him, Malachuk had obliterated the attack with 102 of 55 balls. His innings including 12 fours and 5 sixes, a ruthless display of power hitting and just showing the potential that he has, and certainly putting him stamped as a name to watch in the future of Australian cricket. He was hitting with such power and such scoring with such pace that he brought up his half century midway through the 6th over. Australia was 66 without loss, which gives you an idea of the pace he set compared to his partner there. Nitesh Samuel, who played the perfect foil, he began quietly. He was steady, 7 off his first 10 deliveries. And the opening pair, they had 135 for the first wicket, with Malachuk clearly doing most of the damage. And Malachuk actually fell shortly after scoring his 100. And Samuel carried on, setting the tone for Australia. He reached his 50 off 62 balls midway through the scheduled 50 overs and ended up finishing unbeaten on 60. A good anchor role, and continues to add to his claims as a key performer in this side. So well done to Australia, locking in that Super Sixes berth. They'll now finish in the top 2. They'll play against Sri Lanka in their final pool match. Winner of that will head on to the Super Sixes on top of this group. Whilst over in Bulawayo, rain spoiled New Zealand's party again. They were lined up for their second game, and for the second time in as many games, rain intervened. Limited play to just 10 overs in the end between Bangladesh and New Zealand. The match was already delayed and reduced to 47 overs, with Bangladesh opting to bowl. Iqbal Hussain Amon struck early. He got Hugo Bogue for just 8 in the second over. And just as Aryan Mann and Tom Jones began to steady New Zealand, the rain returned, unfortunately. No further play was possible, meaning it was New Zealand's second washout in a row and one for Bangladesh. New Zealand will now need to hope on beating India in their final group game to ensure they progress. They won't want to be relying on the Bangladesh-USA result to reach that Super Sixes. They should be okay so long as things play out in that Bangladesh-USA game the right way for them. So if one of those sides wins, the other will finish on 1 point. If New Zealand can then progress through on the 2 points, they will be set to head on. But again, not ideal for New Zealand. Very minimal cricket under their belts as they head towards what should be a Super Sixes berth, but a big clash with India coming up. If they can upset them, then that will book them through and absolutely guarantee it. As we look ahead to day 7, again, just 2 matches in play on day 7. The first one is England versus Scotland in Harare. England can lock in top spot in their pool with a win over Scotland, while Scotland could secure their progress through to the Super Sixes if they can upset their much more fancied neighbours. This is a game that you think England should absolutely win on paper. We haven't seen the best of Scotland as of yet. So let's see if they can deliver that here and maybe get some momentum and potentially play a little bit of spoiler in the Super Sixes stage. That'd certainly be interesting. The other game, again, quite lopsided on paper, Afghanistan versus Tanzania and Windhoek. Afghanistan, they've already got 2 wins. They can lock down top spot in Group D with a win here. That will set them well towards a push through to a potential semi-final berth if they can carry those points in, which would be an equal best performance at the Under-19 World Cup after they've already made the semi-finals back in 2018 and 2022 previously. They're getting that 4-year rhythm and they're due to go again here, it seems. They've absolutely been one of the powerhouse and surprise performers of mine a little bit of this tournament. I thought they would be good, but the convincing nature they've beaten South Africa and the West Indies already certainly has me keeping an eye on this Afghanistan team as my dark horse. But that closes out for another Under-19s Cricket World Cup Daily Dose. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure to hit like and subscribe on the video. Get involved in the comments as well. Let us know who you think is going to miss out on the Super Sixes and who is the team that's your smoky to get it done in this Under-19s World Cup. Maybe not even a smoky, just who have you got with a bullet? A lot of people backing India. Can someone upset them, or is it India's tournament to lose? That's the big question. And of course, make sure to stay tuned to our social media channels. You can find us on TikTok, on X, and on Facebook, as well as Instagram. We will have some more updates of our Big Bash Impact player points after last night's qualifier win for the Perth Scorchers as well. So looking forward to doing that. But in the meantime, big thanks to you for tuning into your home of the black and white of sports. No grey opinions here.